wave goodbye as we turn our backs on our past. Wave goodbye, cut our future short.
Here is a quick EKG nugget that some of y'all might not have heard of. Something called Spodick's sign. This finding was originally discussed in a paper in 1974 by Dr. Spodick, but hasn't until recently seen the limelight until Dr. Mathieu and some other awesome EKG experts started discussing it on their blogs. And by the way, on a side note, if you haven't seen Dr. Mathieu's EKG Weekly website, I highly suggest you go to it. It is awesome. Anyway, let me digress. So what is Spodick's sign anyway? Well, this is an EKG abnormality that's said to be seen in about 80% of patients that are suffering from what they call stage 1 pericarditis. It's essentially a downsloping of the TP segment that you can see best in leads 2 and your percordial leads. Because of this downsloping, the EKG is going to present as though there's ST segment elevation and PR segment depression. However, looking at the TP segment itself and using that as the basis of an isoelectric line, we see that there's really no ST elevation at all. The TP segment is the part of the EKG where the heart is absolutely and fully repolarized and should be used as the baseline when trying to determine the isoelectric line. The book Physiology of the Heart by Katz is awesome at describing this. So this is actually an EKG taken from the article about Spodick's sign that discusses the TP segment elevation that you see in lead 2 and the elevation that you see in the percordial leads. You can see it pretty pronounced in V5 and 6. And essentially what you're looking for here is this downsloping starting at your J point down to your T and extends on down to your P. When you're looking for ST segment elevation, really the first thing you have to do is look at what the isoelectric line actually is. In most of the cases, you're looking at your TP segment right there. And if you look at the J point there in relationship to the TP segment, you actually don't have any ST segment elevation, although it does appear you do. It gives it the illusion it does. But you also notice that you have PR segment depression. So if you couple that with Spodick's sign, which is this downward angle, you have a pretty good determination that this is stage 1 pericarditis in about 80% of cases. And it is about 90% specific. So it's a very good test. Cool? Spodick's sign. Snoogans.
If you like this video, like and subscribe, and go visit my boy DarkYTS1PH3N.